Yay!
We are now on the record. Welcome to the eComBizCafe. It's a chit chat. It's not a show. I am with, my name is Roger Keisling. I run Keywebco. I'm with my co-host Mary Wilkerson, who has Third Rock Home. And we have two guests today. I'm going to let them introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about themselves. And then we'll start talking about some holiday stuff. How's that sound?
Sounds good. Me?
All right.
I'm Victoria Wolcott, and my husband Christopher and I we started with the mouse on eBay and Etsy.
And he's crazy.
Yeah, he's nuts. He's a drunk.
That's the best way to be. You've got to be a little crazy to do this business. So
Exactly.
yeah,
I've seen his
good.
post. He's crazy. we all love him in cost. He's great. I'm David Rare, and I'm the owner and CEO, big words, which doesn't really mean anything because it's just my online selling of Monet Court. My user ID on eBay would be CIMOS310, SIMOS 310. And that's it.
Okay, you can put those links in the message thing because people can see those in the chat.
Cool.
And I am going to stick over, I am going to stick over their Rebel Mouse for our group, which is actually the sponsor of this particular show. Even though it's not a show, it's a chat. I like Rebel Mouse because it shows a whole bunch of sites. It basically tells you everything you're doing. Let's see if this works. Did it go in? Yeah. Wow, that went in. So let me stick mine in there too. All righty. Of course, I'm recording while I'm doing this when I should be talking about holidays right now. I've introduced everybody. How about this? I will ask Mary a question. Mary, what is the main thing you're going to do for this holiday season?
Main thing, well, obviously keep listing. I still have, which is always a challenge. I still have trains and tea sets and those type of things because obviously that sells pretty well at Christmas. To still get up, I have some behind me there, sitting there, still to take pictures of and list.
Oh, you didn't get the pictures done yet? Oh no,
not yet.
You're cutting it close.
I got lucky. One of them I had sold last year, so I could use my own listing. I save. Here's a tip for you. I save either the listed email or like the sold email when you've sold something from like last year, because if you have that link, you can find it on eBay. If you don't, it won't show up in search. But if you have the link, you can go back to it and then use it again.
What is the time period that eBay keeps it? Is it about 3 months?
Well, for search, I think it's only 60 days for search now, isn't it? If you do solds.
Does anyone else know?
Sure.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I actually think it varies. I think that there's supposed to be a set time, but sometimes they last a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Probably on the product too. They probably do it
from a year ago, and if you have the direct link to the listing, it'll show up, and you can if it's the same listing, or if you just want to do sell similar because you want to reuse all your description and all that stuff and just change some other things, you can do that. And
speaking of that, actually, all four of us are in the selling group that puts this on. Any of your solds and any of your listings in our Facebook selling groups at any time, you can find in the sold. I have used that many times to relist things that I thought I wouldn't be able to find. I found them in stock. I go back to my sold 6 months, right at the beginning, I found a few. You just put it right up. Quick. I like that.
Solds, I just try to throw them into a folder in my email to collect them if I want to use them again later. So.
Exactly. Well, all my sold emails that I get from eBay, Amazon, or anywhere, they get auto-filed into a corresponding folder in my email program. So
don't you get one from the Ship Saver too, right? Don't you get you use Ship Saver, right?
I use ShipStation to ship it.
ShipStation, that's it. Don't you get a copy of it in there too?
Yeah, ShipStation pretty much keeps all their data, but when it sells and I get paid, like all my correspondence, all my paid correspondence from PayPal goes into a PayPal folder automatically. I mean, I just have it. I have mail rules set up. So if it's from PayPal, it goes into a PayPal folder. If it's from eBay, it goes into an eBay folder. And then I can access, or I can search, do a complete search through my whole email program, which will search all my boxes for anything that I want.
See, I'm contemplating. I know we're supposed to be talking holiday, but I'm contemplating actually canceling InkFrog and using an email to store things, because I will not list on InkFrog. The only problem is I don't like how they have where you have to put your own shipping policy in. You have to put your own return policy in. You can make these templates. I don't
We
really
use
like those either.
InkFrog.
You
And
do?
the one thing, yeah, we do. And we
Which
list
one do you use? Which one? There's two. There's two. There's
I'm
InkFrog.
assuming the first one because I hate change.
Because InkFrog
Okay,
Open,
does
I know.
yours automatically put your policies in?
It does. We have it set so that it automatically goes in. Yeah.
Now I can't find the setting for that because I got the InkFrog from the .com, which is supposedly the one you're supposed to use. And
No, it's InkFrog Open. That's
yeah,
their
the
new
Open.
version.
Is it the new one? Oh, I know they did the changeover and finally
Yeah. But there is still
So
two.
what it is I basically don't know enough about it to figure out how to
Well,
set this.
I like it because all of the listings I write, I save.
Yeah.
So if I have that whole vase now and then I sell it and I have it 5 years from now, which happens a lot,
Oh,
I
yeah.
have my own listing.
And it'll help save all your images and everything. You know, it's
Right.
a place to store them. It's kind of like
Well,
I'm not saying they're ideal, but they work for us. So.
Right. Well, I'm going to check it out again because it's probably, I don't know what I'm doing with it enough. Because you know me, I go in, I analyze it, I research it, I watch a few videos. If I pick it up in 30, 40 minutes, great, off it goes. If it is too complicated, wastes too much of my time, next program.
We're busy. We don't have time for that.
I have no time for anything. No time. So I have to pick up things quick. And that's, talking about the holidays, one of the things about selling at the holidays is getting items to your buyers quick, right? So is anyone using that in their marketing materials, either in their listings, not really available anymore, or in their banner, or maybe email marketing, or maybe Facebook or Google or any other pages? If you're mentioning I can get your products to you in time for Christmas, is anyone doing that in their marketing at all?
No, we do next day shipping, and we're faithful about it. And it's also part of eBay's new, how they're rating you at this point.
Oh yeah.
It hasn't kicked in yet, but it's going to.
1 day shipping.
1 day. Yeah.
1 day shipping. Yeah, we ship in We 1 day shipping. And
I'm that way too.
And no, I don't say it because I can't guarantee it. I give it to the post office within 24 hours and I'm done, but I can't guarantee it. So I'm not going to go there. I'm just not going to.
See, I don't blame you. I've always preached, advertise that you ship priority, advertise that you ship out same day or next day. I do not do same day. I do next day. Same day is impossible. At my volume, no way. No way. Next day is killing me. Even with employees, next day is killing me. Okay.
Yeah. Next working day, and then you have Saturday off if you
and Sunday, but I don't take Saturday. I
Yeah.
ship on Saturday by noon. I have to get everything there by noon. And I mean, I print the packages on Saturday that sell at 9 in the morning if I'm caught up.
Mhm.
I mean, all the way to that last minute on Saturday, because boy, that feedback that comes in on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yep.
Almost every one of those people that ordered Friday, or Thursday sometimes, but Friday and Saturday morning, they get their packages Monday or Tuesday. Man, every one of those is, wow, this is a great seller. It doesn't even matter if they didn't like the item. I actually had a feedback the other day. This, I think it was a shirt. This shirt really was cute and it really didn't fit, but I really got it in 1 day. All that. And they left me positive. I contacted him in email. I said, you know what? That was great feedback. It was a $10 shirt. Nothing, $4 to ship it. So I was like, do you want it? and I'll give you your money back because it doesn't fit you. She goes, no, I'm thrilled. I gave it to somebody else. They loving it. But you know, I was willing to give them that shirt for free, and trust me, they have bought several things since then.
Exactly.
That's good.
Back to holidays, which is what we're supposed to be on. Notice these chats do not follow any correct forum like they're supposed to. Like in our Blab show, we go off topic, but we kind of stick to it. These, we're talking about holiday, but we're really talking about whatever you feel like. So
yeah, you advertise this as a casual blog, so
totally casual, wherever the flow goes. Okay, so what's something, if you were a new seller, any of you guys can answer, what's something if you were a new seller that you would say most people forget to think about going into the holiday season at this time? Because remember, we're already late. You really should have most of your Christmas stuff up. I mean, a majority, to get that indexing heavy on your store for Christmas items, by the bots. So get a majority of it up kind of early. I like to do mine actually way early. I might quite often I have Christmas stuff I put on after clearance in January, and it sits there all year. All year. But I do the same thing for every holiday. I try to hit it 3 to 6 months before the holiday. Not every single item, though. There's a trick to this. I wanted to mention this. This is why I did the holiday show. If you're going to have items and you want to corner a holiday market, Halloween, let's say, after Halloween clearance, you get the stuff for 90% off. Put it in a box, date it a few months later, stick it online, or just list it. Depends on your number of listings. But get that stuff up that, like, towards the end of summer or middle of summer, it's up, new and fresh, well written up. Get a majority of your products up at that time. I mean, really loaded up. If you've got 100 clown outfits of different variations, you get 90 of them up at that time, all in one big block. Okay? Then don't do crap with it. Just let it roll. Watch your numbers. See what your traffic's drawing. If you have a few sales, check out what item that is, because it's selling off season. Very important to pay attention to what sells off season. And then about a month, 30 days before people start ordering for that holiday, consider the other 10% that you didn't list last year in clearance. Don't run out to the store and go buy like I used to last year and spend an extra $200 or $300 every season unnecessarily. But go out and get your little 10%. If you've got 90% in your store, like there's 10 items, make sure you get another 1 or 2 to throw in 30 days before people really are starting to order, like really order for that season. And you know what that does? All that old crap that you've been sitting there off season, some have hopefully sold, those new little tiny percentage of items that's not costing you anything going into a season when it begins to pay off is going to stimulate all that stuff that's already indexed just by throwing 1 or 2 little items out. That will definitely affect your sales, especially if you're someone like me that carries a large variety of the same type item. Mm-hmm. Now, I mentioned that for holidays because people don't really think about it when they're sourcing for regular stuff. For example, 4th of July, people use tablecloths on 4th of July. You get them after season, dirt cheap, $1, $2 in clearance, even at Walmart. Good ones even. I even got fabric ones for $2 this year. I did real well. And so do you think I just stuck those in right online? Well, heck yeah. $2 tablecloth. I come home right after the 4th of July with stars and stripes. Check gingham is, by the way, the best, no matter what season it is. So I get all these real cheap tablecloths. I did what I just told you. I put the 90% on. Then just last week, I found a few Halloween tablecloths that had just happened to be, you buy one, you get one half off of this particular sale. So I bought just a handful. I might have spent $20. I put just a little handful of tablecloths on, and I don't know, you store members have seen my little marking soles. You see that huge column of tablecloths that all of a sudden appear, bang, 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 bang. That's because I listed 1 or 2. And you know what sold? None of those 1 or 2 new ones I put on there for Thanksgiving. They were oddball stuff from 4th of July, the stuff that is old, that's been on there for a while. And that's because that new thing grabs the oldest, most relevant thing and makes it important again. Now, that's not 1000% true all the time, but that's a good idea of how that.
Well, when you're running eBay promotions too, though, if they're looking at that Thanksgiving one, just below it, it's going to show similar things, and they may see that other tablecloth and go, "Oh, you know, I like that
Exactly.
one too," and then buy that maybe instead.
You have another option too, Roger. So you buy all of these tablecloths, and you put some of them up early, and then you're waiting till later to put some more up. You can change it up and take some of those tablecloths and start running bundles and run fresh listings with bundles. So you could bundle 2 tablecloths together, 3 tablecloths, or you could bundle some tablecloths with some napkins, you know, existing tablecloths that you already have with napkins, or some other decoration or something, and you bundle them, and there you have a whole fresh listing using your old listing, especially if you
know, you just stole my next topic.
Yeah, you know,
I was over here laughing. But
Started doing
that is the other trick. Okay, let me give you an example. Salt and pepper shakers. Okay, I have some of those Dollar Tree ones that are $1 a piece per set. They're real junk, but people love them because I sell them for $5.99, $6.99. But I go out and I buy 30 or 40 of them at a time. Okay, and I list those. Those are the ones that I put in no matter what time of year they are. Santa Claus, whatever. Turkeys. I have some really cute ones that are turkeys and stuff that sell year round. I had pumpkins that I just sold. I think 2 or 3 days ago. I sold 8 pairs to one buyer at $9.99. Now, those were not the dollar ones from Dollar Tree. They were a bit more expensive. I think I paid like $3 a piece for those. They were in clearance at Walmart. They were nice. But those were the ones I wanted to sell. You know how I sold them is exactly what you were saying. I bundled some of my cheap just glass ones, like what you would get at a restaurant. No frills, just plain old ribbed glass with a, you know, metal top. But people drop them, break them all the time. People have restaurants. So I was selling them an individual at a loss. This is another thing. At a loss for $5.99. I lost about 3 cents to 5 cents every single one that sold. And I was thrilled every time someone would look at it in my store. I sold a whole bunch of them at a loss, about 100 or so. Well, all of a sudden, you know, I buy these in large numbers. All of a sudden, I get an email. You know, I've been buying these on and off from you for a long time, about a year now. And they last great. People steal them from my restaurant. And I just order another one because they're so inexpensive individually. But, you know, you're not making any money. I actually get a letter from a buyer like this. You're not making any money on these. And I'm like, you know, I act like, oh, really? You know, and she goes, you know, it would be best if I could just order a bunch of these. How many do you have? And I said, well, what does it say online? You know, always play like you know what you're doing, but not really. And and I said, well, I think she told me there's like 14 or 15 online or something. I said, well, we'll just leave those ones online, and I will make you a bulk listing. I'll just put your name on it. I'll write a basic description, take a picture, and send you the link, and you can just buy it there on the spot. It'll be available to you for 24 hours because I'm not going to leave that crap kind of listing up in my store where somebody I don't know buy it because, you know, I'm giving them a dirt cheap deal. So I put like 40 in there, made that little listing. It sold in 5 minutes. Do you know how many salt and pepper shakers I've been selling since I got that one deal after losing 3 to 5 cents on 100 listings? It's been astronomical. I've been getting, you know, that big order, which was good money. Then I've been getting at least orders for 3 or 4 at a time, on and on and on, because I've taken all these single listings and I made that one big bundle. And that bundle really made my salt and pepper shakers the most valuable ones out there, according to the computer, because they have so much value. So much was bought at one time in a certain amount of time period. So you want to do the same thing with Halloween holiday stimulation. What that means is if you're in a group like we are, if you're going to share, let's say, Thanksgiving turkey stuff, Thanksgiving holiday stuff, you mention in the group, oh, wow, I'm going to list a whole bunch of Thanksgiving items today, table decorations, whatever. So everybody else in that group also goes, well, you know, I've got a couple. I've got an old listing. I'll just throw that in the group all at the same time. So what happens is everyone starts sharing because everyone's lazy. The first thing they share first is what's right on the top of the page. So everyone is sharing the same products of all different types. Some may be vintage, some may be cheap, like mine. Some may be more expensive, high quality stuff. Some may be very valuable. It just depends on what everyone decides to list that day. So everybody shared all these items together. Everybody's social media pages have what on them? They have all kinds of listings, all related to a particular topic. And how much of it did they buy themselves? Just their own. And they've shared everybody else's, putting that on their page, which is draw. If you're looking at someone's page and they have one or two items of a particular product, you're like, oh, great, they have a few of those. But if you look at their page and you're like, oh, what's this hashtag letters at the bottom of all of these posts? And you know, that's from somebody else. You know, I bet they work as a group. And all of a sudden, you've got a committed buyer that just starts looking at your group. And that happens. Happens more than I originally thought. So I communicate a lot with my buyers. And I hear where they find stuff. I've actually gained buyers from someone else's Twitter page because they saw all those hashtags. And they noticed, wow, you know, Roger's item is okay. I need about 5 of those, but I'd really like, I'm not going to name it, but you're down there over on the left. And she's smiling because she knows I'm talking about Victoria, but she's got this really nice item, and that's the one I want. Now, I have no clue if they bought your item, but I know they bought the 5 from me. But that what drove them in was not my 5 items that they would have just found industrial. The nice item drew them in that they didn't have enough money to get at that time. But they needed some of my use every day, throw out. Now, I am pretty sure they went back and got your item, but I don't want to say that because I don't know for sure. I didn't look.
I'm not sure what item you're talking about, but
and I'm not going to say because, you know, you can look up in my page and see who the buyer is, and the buyer buys all the time. So. I have a few of those. Group does too. We have really nice people in this selling group, and I'm glad we're keeping it that way. We need to get some more because not all of the products are getting marketed. I put a lot in shopping project headquarters every day, pretty much. Some days I skip, but every day it's at least 5. And you know, everyone here does quite a few too. And you'll notice if I'm doing 5 and all the main members, what I call them, people that do it every day, are all putting 5, we're rotating our own stuff that's on top pretty good. We're going down and we're digging up the products, but you need an odd number, so to speak, to get all that stuff that's deep down that hasn't been shared. So we need more members, but I want to be real picky about getting them.
Well, you know, I did that one day, and I plan on doing more and stepping it up, but I wanted to start slow, get my feet wet, put a couple items in. I'll start trying to do a little more and kind of get used to it.
Everyone can do whatever they can do. Like I'm full-time. I work all the time, 24/7. So I make sure I knock out, you know, a couple hours in the morning, a couple hours in the afternoon to do my shares, share everybody else's stuff. Also my own peddling of products, you know, because I do the groups, but I also do on my own network. I do, you know, some private sharing too. And, you know, so I do that, you know, about 4 hours every day. That's great. I have the time to do that because I make it. But if you do not have 24 hours a day to dedicate to selling like most, you can pop in, stick an item in every day or two. That's great. Do your shares. The thing is, You want it to be all the time. And
Yeah, you have to stay
that
consistent.
sounds like I'm trying to get the stuff shared more. And yeah, that's true. Yeah, but no, it's all about activity.
No,
Yeah.
I agree with you.
These
100%.
bots love when they and Facebook, you know, they munch us up. I mean, you guys realize I get 1 million and almost, I think my last number was almost 2 million impressions in a 30-day period easily. You know, it was 1.5 million, I think 2 months ago. It was 1,700,000 last month. And I think it's a little more than that this month so far. And it's not even the 20th. It's the 13th.
Mary, I got my wrist slapped by Mary, my first posting.
You did? Oh, yeah. Now, you know, I'm always, you know, I dump the wrist slapping on Mary quite often. You remember her come in, and I am so, you know, guys, I am not actually that aggressive with people. Business, yeah, but with people, not so much. Like, you get a new member that comes in, they'll post something, and it won't really be quite right. But as long as that link is in the description and there's a picture and the title's there and the price is there, I don't really say much. But every once in a while, you'll get the ones that jump and run after they join. And I always think, okay, they didn't watch the video. Nobody watches the video. You have
Nobody
to
watches
see it 2
video.
or 3 times.
Nobody read either.
Just like buyers and sellers don't read the
They
description.
don't read. They don't. I mean, Victoria did an excellent job with the video. I mean, all you've got to do is watch it for a few minutes. It's very self-explanatory. And actually, after you've done a couple shares, you don't even really think about it anymore. It's so easy. I mean, it's all.
And I was only a few days. I only missed the cutoff time for the older share by a few days, Mary.
Oh yeah.
I think it was 5 days.
That's 5 days. Now you gotta. The rules are strict. One thing that we all are in our group, we're really cool. You can go back. We'll tell you, oh, edit it. Was that once or twice? Did I hit 3 times yet? Edit it. Review this. Edit it. And 4 times. Bye. You know, we just.
No, I was actually glad that she messaged me and let me know what I did.
Oh, well, you know, if anyone goes back and attempts a repair on something they've done wrong, even if the repair is wrong, that's not the same as, please review this, go back 4 days, 5 days later, nothing's been done. You tag them again. You go back the next day, nothing's done. They're gone. You know, you just wasted my time to go look that up once and look it up a 3rd time, 4th time. Tell Mary, hey, is this person posting in the other group? You know, how much of that time did I just waste?
Yeah, and I spent a lot of time in the chat conversing with them to try to get them straightened out a lot of times.
Yeah. And we do go the extra mile. Any question you ask, I mean, even about, you know, things that a lot of people charge services for, we don't charge because we're a team effort in this group. That's why we created it this way. That's why our network is actually based on Mary and my site's backbone. That's where it all stems from. That's the pillar that all these branches go off of on the shares that come back. The shares that go to other sellers network all come back to this main nexus. And
but the biggest mistake new members make is they only come, they put a couple links, and they leave, and they never come back. And then they think, oh, well, this didn't work. I didn't sell anything.
No, it's about work ethic. It's about doing it.
You have to
every
stick with
day.
it. You have to be consistent. Even if you have 3 days a week, you know, come 3 days a week and post 2 or 3 things or whatever. Just be consistent and do it for, you know, for several weeks or a month or whatever. And then you start seeing, you know,
my wrist slap.
You'll see the traffic numbers even on a single post, okay? Because the bots are going to crawl. You're going to get some 30 hits from the computers looking at it. Well, those computers are doing the same kind of relevance, not the same as going directly onto eBay and rewriting a listing, putting new keywords in, new photographs, removing HTML, writing a new description, putting your UPC code in. You do that, you're getting way more relevance than doing a share, no matter what, because you've just you started from the source and you revised that information.
But
however,
all of those
if
bots,
you have that same kind of activity in your social networks and being shared, you do get that same kind of cross relevance to all of the items that are similar, at least in the same category in your store.
Right.
And
And
that's why
those
you
black views
post
that
and
you get on the
share
share-
every few days, at least.
Right. Those black views that you get on the shares, though, they create indexing and backlinks.
Exactly. And that's why we put our own backlinks back
Mhm.
to that main nexus, to the group, the Facebook platform itself. Because you realize that is actually a platform. We are under the illusion that it's just a Facebook group. But once you use that self feature, it is the exact same as if you're on a network platform, except for you don't have the financial services.
As long as you're a public group.
As long as you're public, as long as you're putting links back, you have just created your own index and is platformed on Facebook.
Private group, no, because the bots can't get in there.
Right.
Yeah, nothing is seen on a private group at all. That's why they call it private. Do you realize how nauseated I get when I look on Facebook and I see selling groups that are marketing groups with 10,000 members, and you see all of these spam posts stacked up in these groups that are private? Do you realize every single person in there, maybe they'll get a few shares, but you never see any likes or anything? But maybe they'll get a few shares, but none of that.
No, most of the groups, they don't have a system set up where they're doing shares. It's just they just drop their link and run. It's not, not helping them at all.
Right. Did we lose Roger?
Well, he's frozen up. We'll see.
Let me
knock, knock, you there. But as far as Christmas selling goes, I mean, the shipping and that sort of thing, adding the extra options for people to get things faster, obviously is always a plus. That way, if someone buys something and they want it quick, or it's getting close to Christmas, but they want it faster, that's always a good option, because a lot of people just have one straight shipping and they don't offer upgrades.
Did I get back in?
You are in. You should always add
cheap machines, cheap internet on Blab.
During the holidays, you should always add an expedited feature, like express mail, because, you may only get one or two buyers that use that kind of towards the last minute, but that's two sales that you got that you may have gotten because you have express shipping on it.
Yes.
That's an option.
Because there were people willing to pay it. You can't assume that no one's going to want it.
That's right.
Shipping,
yeah, that's up on ours all the time. We offer all the options.
First class, priority, expedited.
Yeah, everything. I mean, it's all there.
I do first class, priority. That's it.
We ship mostly priority, but
yeah, I mostly, if it's heavy, it's priority. If it's over 13 ounces, it's priority. If it's under, it's first class. I do, see, now that I don't have that lovely footer I used to have in my descriptions where I could edit it all at once, change it anything I wanted. I used to put close to Christmas, first class goes priority free. I got tons of sales. I don't have the ability to do that now. So basically the listings stay as is and are shipped as written. But they all have the ability to pay more money and have it sent priority. But chances are I'm going to ship it priority at Christmas anyway. I just cannot advertise that. So if I do, I do. If I don't, I know. But I should put the expedited on there, but I'm not going to.
You can add express mail, to all your listings. And, like I said, last minute shoppers, they're going to look for somebody who can get it to them on time.
I know. And
your item has express mail on it. Overnight shipping on it.
I was doing good to get the employees that I just trained and hired barely to figure out first class and priority.
Yeah.
I'm a little concerned about any other additional information at this point.
And in January, first class is going up in ounces.
Yeah, that'll be great. Because there are so many things that that Roger sells too, that's between that 13 ounces and 16 that you have to go priority when you
pain in the butt it is when you use the app and it automatically formats to 16 ounces on first class. And then you put that app listing into the eBay online, and it stays that way. So you list it, and then you go back and look at the app later, and your listing says free shipping, $5.99. The
Really?
rate. I edited about 560 of those one at a time, because you go back to change the shipping policies, it messes them all up every time.
Yeah, because when you try to bulk edit that many.
Does not work. Does not work. I have tried every trick in the book on that.
Is that the eBay app? Is that the eBay app?
Yeah, the
Really?
eBay app. Yeah. If it automatically goes to 16 unless you put the calculated weight at 13. At least that's what it does on all of my apps all my devices do it that way. Now, Hub, you can do whatever you want. Your policies are all right there. But 90% of my listings, I am starting on mobile, because I use a Galaxy camera that uses the app to instantly upload the images, so I don't have to mess with cropping and all that junk. It just
I don't use business policy.
That's for my cheap listings. You know,
I don't use
$5.99. You do not spend 45 minutes taking good pictures and washing out the backgrounds and all this stuff.
Right.
Yeah. You get good quality pictures off that camera, and you know, if I want to edit them later, I can go back in Hub and edit them.
I don't use business policies.
You don't what?
At all?
No, I don't use them at all.
No business policy?
No, I haven't turned off.
Oh.
Really?
How do you get away with that?
You can opt out of them.
Yeah, you can opt out, I think.
Huh. Would you take
You can opt out.
hit for
You
that?
just have to set your own shipping on each listing.
Yeah, it just when you want to edit in bulk, it obviously makes it easier because it'll show you all that's under that policy, and then if you want to add an upgrade like the Express to all of them, you can end up doing that all at once. But
yeah, I hated the business policies when they turned it on for me. I had it on for like 10 minutes, and I opted out.
I didn't know you could do that. You know, I just fill in the little boxes. Remember, 45 minutes.
So you guys sell mostly.
As for Mary. Mary is always going, go back, do it again, go back, do it again. Because like I said, if I can't get it done in my little time frame, it's not getting done. That's how come you'll notice on social media posts, the worse my spelling, the less words I use, the more rushed I am. I used to write posts that were about 5 words. You're doing good to get 5 words in a string that kind of made sense together. Now I'm writing like big, long things.
But they're all one big, long sentence.
All one big, long sentence. Half the time it's voice to text.
That's funny.
What are you going to say, Victoria?
You guys sell mostly new items, right?
I have new, but I also have
Vintage.
Vintage and older stuff too.
Because we sell mostly vintage. Some of our pottery is new, and that's obviously not prepackaged. Those are like special order boxes. But I think it's confusing for people who sell mostly new and then people who sell mostly vintage, that the rules can be drastically different in how you handle your shipping and how you handle your listing. It's like there's not any hard, fast rule. And we made the mistake of, we were rolling along pretty well. And then started talking to very successful sellers, but they were selling mostly new, and we tried to implement a lot of their policies trying to improve our business, and it actually backfired on us because it's a different animal. So be careful about what you said, like what you sell and how you handle your merchandise, your items.
Sure.
I agree wholeheartedly. Every single one of us here has a completely unique business policy, business, everything we do. If any one of you guys tried to do what I do, you'd go broke in a month. I'm not kidding. I am designed, everything I have done is designed for a particular way for my products to be purchased. even losing money on products, is designed in to draw in the significant number of traffic based on the ratios that I have figured out are required to sell enough to make that profit. And every single one of my products is calculated that way. Now, do you think most people are going to take the time for something that they are losing money on, except for if someone buys them in bulk or buys them with something they go with? And that's the tricky one to get sold. But most sellers do not have near the time or the math to do that. Okay, so you guys might be able to do it. I know Mary could probably do the math. No problem. I'm sure you guys could too. But the average seller, and that's who's watching this, is don't even think that you're going to be able to get a product like I do. Go out and buy 50 or 100 of them and invest that money to buy those new. When you're buying products new, you're paying good money. And even in clearance, that stuff adds up really fast when you're buying 100 units at a time. I bought 100 tea sets at a discount, porcelain tea sets. I carry a lot of those now. I sell replacements too, but I bought 100 of those, and I got them reduced to about $3.50 at my cost. That's delivered a piece, $3.50 a piece. All right. Well, my profit on those is only about $4 to $5 if I'm lucky. And that, what I mean is, if I'm lucky, if I have returns, that all crunches into those numbers. So, that's a huge amount of money to lay out for only basically less than what you're laying out to begin with. That's not something that most sellers should put into their business model.
It depends on whether or not they're full-time sellers or if they're part-time sellers.
Exactly.
You're full-time sellers.
Go back and look at those numbers. Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. That.
So, do you have people watching that can ask questions if they need to?
Yeah, if they're logged in, they can ask a question.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions.
Yeah, anybody who has a question, you need to type it in the chat.
Yeah, there are, I think, 7 up there
Watching.
watching this.
Seven logged in, 30 watching.
Yeah.
So you have to be logged in order to be able to type a question.
It's getting hot in my house. I just turned the heat on.
In case anybody doesn't know, if you log into Blab with your Twitter account, then you can participate in the chat. You can type questions or you can be on camera.
Yeah, if anybody wants to come on, I'm happy to step out and let them come in.
Yeah, it's about Cinderella time for me. So
Yeah, it's actually late, and we didn't really cover too much holiday stuff, but we did talk about a variety of products, of topics. At least I rambled on and on, very tired.
Did you have a list? Did you have a list of stuff you wanted to cover?
Not particularly. This is a chit chat. Our show, we just chat on these. Normally, these are actually for our group, okay? But we're making them available to the general public because there's a lot of information that we cover in our group that a lot of people need to hear and learn. A lot of them are doing hundreds of hours wasted. Now, if they put those resources in something valuable, it makes me sick to see people waste their time.
Well, the truth is, it's about doing it every day. It's about being consistent. It's about being conscientious about it. And when you go into a group setting where it's about being a team, you really have to participate. Like, even on the days I can't list new things because there's 2 of us and we do this 24 hours a day, it feels like. And we love it, but it's work. Just totally lost my brain. Oh, I try to share other people's things even on the days that I'm not listing myself because I want to keep it generated. I want to keep it moving.
You want the people that are looking at your social media to look every day. You fill it with good content. You fill it with good products in a wide variety. Why limit? I lost everyone.
No, you're there.
No, we're here.
Okay, well, I don't see you, but I guess you guys can see me. But bad internet.
Yeah, Roger's in the "can you hear me now" mode.
Sorry's a little frozen up too.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hear you.
Yeah, and a lot of people that join
I can
groups,
hear
they
you.
don't even
It's my internet signal. I've got
read
the
the
big red
rules. They don't
bar.
read what the group's about. They don't, they just join a group, and then later they just come and drop their link and think it's like any other group that they can just spam. And
Right.
but we're a working group, so
That's
it's
right.
not like that.
You know, it's interesting. Roger buys such big quantities of items that I think he's got a really huge opportunity with bundling a lot of them together. Because then you take an item.
That's how I'm looking at everything that is not moved. I had about 2 years ago, someone said go to Dollar Tree. I don't know who it was.
Probably.
Raymond, maybe. But someone said go to Dollar Tree. I said, yeah, I think it was Raymond. I said, oh, well, great idea. I went in, I spent about $800, got 800 items, and said, let's try them. And, some sold, most did not. Most had returns, most had all kinds of drama. So I figured out which ones to leave. And I did. And did we lose somebody?
Victoria's gone.
Yeah, Victoria's gone.
Okay. When I chopped out?
Yeah, we lost her.
I didn't get to say goodbye. Yeah. Bye. Okay. But where was I? Lost my train of thought.
Dollar Tree.
Dollar Tree, right.
Oh yeah, the Dollar Tree thing. Well, I still have probably 200 or 300 listings of that old Dollar Tree stuff. Now it has been selling, 1 or 2 click off every who knows when. But I just went through this last week. Of course, look at the time of year it is, and I bundled up a lot of things. Like I had some toothbrushes, 5 packs. I think I was selling them for $4.99. No one was really buying them. There were nothing special, but I put 3 or 4 of them together. I don't even remember how many, but I put a bunch of them together. I put a halfway decent price on it, and I actually sold a couple. So, that's awesome. I see Victoria still there.
Watching,
Let's see if she comes back. Yeah. Well, I've got to call in here. Where's the cat?
Everybody disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had drop in signal. We're on Blab. Get used to it. You're gonna drop in.
Larry
drop
and I
out.
were in here alone.
Yeah.
It happens. Yeah, I fell out too. We were talking about, what were we talking about? Bundling. I was talking about I had a whole bunch of Dollar Tree stuff, which I do not recommend that you really do, unless you really know what you're doing. But I have a whole bunch of that still left in my store. None of it's bad. It's products that I didn't end because I didn't have any problems with them. But I might have like 5 or 6 left over, or 3 or 4 left over. So I actually went through just the other day and I just bundled up a lot of 3, a lot of 5, a lot of 6, whatever it was. And I just kind of, if it was $4.99 or $5.99, I just started putting a bunch of it in lots. Now, of course, those are not products that I would put in lots that I sell in combination. Like if you need dry erase markers, I have some sets in lots that are huge, like, lots of 10, but I have a whole bunch that are $4.99, $5.99 with a dry erase board available too. Yeah, but I'm not selling them together yet. I'm not combining products in my lots yet. I will be next year with the stuff that's left over from this year. That'll be my new lot marketing for next year.
So there's bundling and there's multi-packs. And the nice thing about multi-packs is, like, for instance, your salt and pepper shakers that you're losing 4 cents a piece on. If you sell 2 of them together, because of the shipping, now you're making 20 cents a sale rather than losing 4 or 5 cents a sale. So if you multi-pack them, and it makes sense because of the shipping, you can actually start making money on items that you have no margin on. You're creating a margin for them.
Right. Now, see, I do that kind of, but I do it with a promotion, because you spend 30, you get 10%, no matter what it is.
Right.
And I have a lot of things that are purposely priced at the platter, turkey platter, $29.99. The salt and pepper shakers to go with it are $8.99. So what they do, they spend the $29.99 To go over 30, they need to spend a penny. So they grab the little $5, $6, $7, $8 item, which they basically get for free.
Sure.
But they feel they have a deal and they come back and they buy more and more.
Yeah.
And they like to get that 10%. Once somebody has bought something from you at a discount and they know they can come back and get that discount anytime they want on anything you got, that draws them in like moths to a flame. That, I think, is what made me go from being a basic store to an anchor store in like, what, 8 months?
Over $30 to begin with.
It was very, very fast.
So what do you do when you have an item that's over $30 to begin with?
I price it accordingly, and that's a pain in the ass. But remember, most of my stuff is $29.99 or below. I target for that, but I have comforter sets, and I do okay.
I can tell
My price is higher than most. If you were just to scan down, hi,
Hello there. I can tell you. I can tell you how to fix that problem. I ran. Hi, I'm Christopher, by the way.
Hey, Christopher.
Hi, Christopher.
I ran two simultaneous. I run the same promotion you do. How I have it tiered is anything under $29.99. Anything mixed over $30, they get their 10% discount. I then went in and put a secondary promotion in for items between 30 and 50. And any item between 30 and 50, if they went over 50, they got the same 10% discount.
Oh, okay, I see. So they would take part of one promotion and then it goes over to the next one?
No, if you buy what I did is I tiered it by the pricing of the items themselves. So if I've got an item that's $30 to $50, if you buy an item that's $49.99, and now you can buy another item that's within that same tier, they will get that same discount. So I'm offering the same discount all the way along.
Roger. More work for Roger. I'm gonna have to go back and look at my listings. Yeah, because see, I do everything industrial. It's just the one discount, no matter what it is, and then I adjust my prices, which is a pain because I lose a lot of sales on my higher end stuff. If it's over 30, I'm losing money.
Right. Well, okay. So you're already losing money before you even list the item.
Well, no. I'm making money on the listing, but I'm losing it because I'm not making the sale. Because if it's
no, so that's what you do. You just put in
pricing it is.
You just put in exactly the same. You just put in exactly the same promotion. Exactly the same promotion, just tiered upon where the items fall. So if I've got an item that's $49.99, now you can still go back and buy a $2 item, get yourself over $50, and then you get your 10% discount again.
Oh, I see. That
okay? So you can do it in tiers.
You've got your first promotion. If you buy $30, you get 10%.
Right.
So if they're buying $50, they get the 10% anyway, right?
No, you're missing my point. What I'm saying, if the items are anywhere between 99 cents and $29.99, they can combine and get a 10% discount.
Right.
Now, if they just buy one item that say let's run this $34.99, they're not getting that discount. Okay.
You have to buy more than one.
If they add another item that's $17 that puts them over 50, then they get that 10% discount on that item that began at $34.99 that they couldn't have gotten the initial discount on.
Okay, so you have to buy 2 items to be able to get the discount.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it.
Right.
2 or more items.
Right.
So
that's what I need to change.
More items
no matter what they buy.
Yeah, I see what he's saying about making a promotion that requires a multi-purchase in order to get the 10%.
Exactly.
Correct.
So if I have to price something at $50, I don't have to price it at $56, $57. I can price it at $50 because they buy the one. Yeah. To get the discount, they must buy another, and then they get the discount, which is exactly
the same promotion except tiered twice.
So it's not based on the dollar value.
That's
I get that it was a multi-purchase. That's where I was losing.
Right. I understand.
Yeah, that's a better way to go.
Set up a new one that requires a minimum of X amount of items and X amount of value.
Exactly.
Right?
So you have to buy a $50 item and another item to get your discount. You don't have to
Correct.
price your $50 item higher because they're going to get a discount just on the $50 item.
Correct.
Or
The
Correct.
percentage is coming out of it.
Still getting the same.
$10 item to go with it.
I'm still getting the draw that you talked about. The same thing, the draw where they feel like they're getting a deal. They
That's
still feel like they're still getting a
That's
discount.
awesome. Yeah,
Now,
I
if they're
definitely
real,
you, Mike.
if they're real clever, they can. And I've never had anybody do it, but they can go back and dig in and say, "How come you got the same
Double
discount, but it doesn't work the same way?" But I've never been nailed on that one.
I think Melissa mentioned that she had somebody that did that double dipped basically and got two different.
You know what? I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take the
Exactly.
Yes,
deal.
yeah.
If they're spending that much time in your store,
Amen. I'll take the deal.
double dip. You know that they're going to spend a okay chunk of money to double.
Yep. I'm
So
good with that. Goodbye.
Thank you. That was awesome, by the way. I like that industrial, 10% thing on 30, but actually I'm losing money on my higher end stuff because I'm selling less of them.
Yes,
I make a
structured
big
different.
profit, but I'm selling much less of them because when you look down the list, you see it $5 more, you don't look.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Because
talk about listing too, because particularly for new people, we want to, it's a mistake we all make that we want to take our highest price stuff and we want to get it out there because we want to sell it. But if you'll notice on what I've been listing $1 CDs along with my $100, figurals. You know what I'm saying? It makes them look. It makes them come in and look around.
Exactly.
Well,
having the lower priced items brings the traffic in, so they look, and then they may see the other things as well.
Right.
Right. And generally, you got $100 item, you're not making 50 cents on it. You're making more money on it. You got $1 item, you're making 50 cents on maybe. So, you've got we've talked about this before, Roger. You've got the low margin, high volume items, and then you've got the high margin, which are low volume items. So you have stuff that's selling all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's keeping you busy. You're making your real money on the bigger items because there's such a.
But I want all the browsers.
Right.
I do too. See, I make sure that I always have the cheapest thing you can get. Okay. I always try to be the cheapest one because that always gets sold. Okay. I always like to have a few of the cheapest units you can get. I am very careful about those cheap things though, because you can really screw yourself. You better
They
have
to be a
customer
decent
service.
quality.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I always have the cheapest one. And then I always have one that's just a little bit better. In other words, what I would probably go buy. If I was going to go to the store and use it at home, I have the one that I would buy. And that's what I try to have the most of. Those are the things that
Mm-hmm.
Salt and pepper shakers, easy example. I got $4.99. I lose money to draw them in. Basic, ordinary, you can get them anywhere. Then I've got $6.99, a little bit better quality, but still, you can get them anywhere. Then I have my $9.99. I even have some 12, 15, 20, depending on their grade. But I make sure that I have the right percentage of the cheap, middle, all the way up. Now, the very high end, I can't afford. I have a huge investment in inventory. There's no way that I can have all of those and all of the high end stuff. So that's why I love groups. What I can't afford in high end, I use their draw. And that not having to carry the lower end stuff, they're using mine. I just love how that works in the groups.
I know that as vintage, we quarterly, we're trying quarterly to hit auctions, which is what we do, which we get a lot of our higher end stuff for a lot less. But for our lower end stuff, it's still quality stuff, but we garage sale also. And it's like a different animal to do vintage. And bought an entire how many hundreds of CDs. They're quality CDs, but I paid $20 for hundreds of them, which makes it easier for me to have something really cheap out that's really good. Somebody might want the Go-Go's, and it makes them look. It makes them look.
Yeah.
Well, and they do sell. They do sell.
Oh, yeah, they do.
A lot of times when you're talking about
It's like selling a VHS versus a DVD. I mean, people still watch the VHSs. They still
I saw Victoria. You had some, I think, blank cassette tapes in group the other day. Did those move?
They move.
They moved. I have a chance to get a whole stack of those.
Well, research them. Hold on, Christopher's back.
Hold on. Are you buying them in bulk? Are they old? Like
No,
Max
actually,
sellers?
they're from the local store that's folding. They're
Okay,
Memorex.
who's the manufacturer?
Memorex.
Yeah, look up. If it's not the high quality metal cassettes,
They're not.
things
They're not.
If they're not, don't bother.
They don't.
No.
Okay, good. I'm glad you were there. I could have gotten really cheap, but I saw that, some people do buy them, but I'd rather skip that then.
If you can find factory sealed old CRO2s or metal, they'll generally say metal. There's still analog audio files that are still hanging on to that stuff that are still doing business and those are at a premium, and some of those will sell for $8, $10, $12 a pop.
I think that's were those Maxell?
There's a lot of people made them. TDK made them. Memorex made them. There's a whole slew of them. And generally, people are concerned about where they're made. If they're made in Japan, same thing. Japanese made ones are much better than the Taiwanese made ones. Same thing, just generations that went along. Same thing as guitars are the same way. Japanese guitars are better than the ones made in India, or better than the ones made in Taiwan, and the ones made in Taiwan are better than the ones made in India. The ones in India aren't as good as the ones that were made. It's a whole, but there is a progression there. But made in Japan, which used to be a horrible thing, is a very valuable tool to remember. If you see those kind of old audio tapes or things like that, if they say made in Japan, it's generally a good buy.
But if it's new old stock,
I would definitely keep that in mind.
I'm sorry?
What about I lost my train of thought. I'm hot. I need to turn the heat off in here.
I was thinking the same thing, but it's a whole different story.
You're right, he's nuts. Okay.
We're not going there.
no.
What about those oh gosh, what are they called? They're dot matrix, but they were Commodore. They're a little printer thing. It's a little box about this big, and it used to go on. It was supposed to be their mini compact computer, and it was by Commodore.
Oh, yeah, I remember those.
Do you remember those?
Yeah, I'm not a computer guy. I'm not that kind of computer guy.
I've been trying to get someone to tell me about those because I have a chance to get a big box of those too.
You're not talking about Commodore 64s.
Yeah.
Commodore 64s. I don't know a lot about them, but they are. I mean, I don't know about the value of them, but that should be an easy research.
Yeah. I just really take the time to look them up.
They're sold.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I'm supposed to be going into vintage items starting in January. I was going to change modes. I'm one of those all in, all out people. I was going to do no more new stuff, list all vintage stuff. Just flip a switch. And I think I have changed my mind about that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to filter some vintage stuff into my new stuff because I have.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Listings not done.
Collectibles is a very difficult market and very difficult to predict.
Yeah.
And it's one of the most frustrating frustrating types of sales I've ever been in, and I've sold a lot of things in my life. And collectibles, I've never been able to after 7 years of doing this full time, I've yet to put my finger on a pulse. There's no trends to predict, and by the time I friggin' know about them, it's too late.
Yeah.
It's all over the map, and you got to really be lucky in some cases. Like if you come across a whole boatload of honey pots, and we got them cheap enough that we bought a whole collection of them. Okay, now all of a sudden we got 80 honey pots. 80 honey pots. What do we do with them? Well, you list them and you start looking them up and you learn a little bit, and before you know it, you realize you've made a tremendous investment. But there's an awful lot of that shooting in the dark stuff that you got to be willing to take those kind of leaps of faith.
That's kind of like what I did with my kind of lower end, let's get traffic products. I went and grabbed a whole bunch of stuff to test the market and try to get some sort of guideline. Now with new products, you do kind of get a little guideline on
Get a
what's
guideline.
because you see similar items selling. With that vintage stuff, man, I have tried to do some research on several things, and a lot of stuff I have. You know, I got McCoy pots and all that stuff all up in my cabinets, but I just don't want to put it online because I'm afraid I'm going to go on there, I'm going to research it out, I'm going to make a mistake on a brand, or I'm going to make a mistake on a copy or something like that. You get a bad reputation for that, you might as well shut your business down.
That's right. That's right. That's why. And the problem is you're also dealing with a whole different school of buyer.
Yeah.
You're dealing with a buyer that is very nitpicky. You're selling something that's brand new in a package. It's a whole different story than selling a piece of that McCoy pottery that's 50 years old. That first off has to be packed in order to make sure that it friggin' gets there. You can't stick it in a bubble envelope and say, okay, it worked for that coffee cup.
Good box.
That's not happening, and you get stuck in that whole game of this little old lady in Utah somewhere who gets the item, and I love her. She's a wonderful lady, but she gets it and she feels the bottom of a plate and goes, "You didn't tell me about that little flea bite that was on the bottom." And I didn't know it was there. And you don't know whether she's lying to you or whether she's really just a little old lady in Utah that's trying to make sure you don't know. And so you deal with a lot of customers. There's a lot of unknowns that you deal with in the collectibles business.
I get it on new ones. Mary, I'm sure you could tell them hundreds of my stories. Middle of the night, Mary's, we never sleep. We're working all the time. But it's like 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. We finally decide, okay, we're done working for the day. I'm going to bed, you're going to bed, whatever. And all of a sudden, an hour or two will go by and you'll hear pop, 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 pop. And that's me. Do you know what? Some buyer wrote me. They told me it broke. It's metal. It's 4 inches thick. It's a bar. How can it break?
Well, I had the reverse happen of what Christopher is saying, is that because I always check the item before it was a whole pottery, it was a pot with a lid. And I always double check it before I pack it. And I noticed an imperfection on it that I hadn't noticed when I took the pictures originally and listed it. So I emailed the buyer and I told them, I did notice this, and I sent them the picture and I said, I want you to know what you're getting, because I don't want you to get it and then be upset. And their response was, "Oh no, that's fine. Just send it anyway." And they got it and they were happy and thrilled and left great feedback. Yeah, it happens. So.
Yeah, well, absolutely. But you have to realize those people are going to inspect that a lot more than they are some plastic silverware.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Mine, as long as the package is still sealed, they're happy.
You got it, man. You got it. I'm going to turn you back over to Victoria.
Okay.
Lucky we got him that long. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. He'll be back.
Yeah, I better be careful with products I mentioned.
I'm glad.
But I am definitely going to be reevaluating my promotion. Now, I'm not changing it now. I'm mid.
Now would be a foolish time to change anything.
Yeah, nothing changes. Everything. That's back to holiday for a few seconds. This time of year, you should have already figured out what you're going to do. And if you haven't, do it quickly and get that plan of action into play, because you are out of time. I mean, for this fourth quarter, you are out of time. If you've got the products already, get them listed, and do list all through the quarter. Remember what we told you about the activity? That's things stimulated all the time, every day. Try to pick one of every different type of product you have and rotate that through as you're listing each day through the holiday season. That way, you're not listing all of your tea sets over and over and over and stimulating something that's already stimulated. You want to make sure you list a tea set, you list a train set, you list Frozen doll, whatever it is you're selling. Star Wars, by the way, Star Wars is big. Whatever it is you're selling that you've got in your store, try to rotate it around. And that's better for sales.
And this time of year, don't forget tableware and glassware. Women are thinking about their tables, people. They want their tablescapes done, and seriously think about it. If you have it, list it.
And don't forget about Hanukkah.
Anything.
Hanukkah. Don't forget about Hanukkah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, every holiday. Oh, while we're still on the topic, I know it's getting late for everybody, very late. But let's cover this, and then we could probably wrap it all up, unless anyone wants to come on. But when you are doing holidays on social media, what is everyone's thoughts about nondescript holidays, like "'Tis the season" instead of "Merry Christmas"? That
I
kind of.
don't care.
I don't either.
I don't
Anyone
care.
else?
Happy everything, Merry Christmas, lovely Festivus, whatever.
Exactly.
I am
Okay,
not going to worry
that's
about
my-
offending people who are looking to be offended. I don't really care.
Okay, now I am sure we have all gotten the email from the crazy Christians or the ones that believe there's no such thing. Okay, either way, I don't care. But I'm sure we've all gotten those emails. What would you recommend to a new seller when they get the email? Why did you send me a package with a Merry Christmas on it? I'm Muslim. What do you do?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Don't even respond to it, because the truth is anybody living that true lifestyle, I don't care which one, I don't care if it's Hindu, Christian, Muslim, what, if they're not going to be complaining about it. So they just need to walk their walk and don't worry about it.
That's right.
Don't even respond.
It's not worth the time.
No, it's
I don't do
silly.
anything different for the holidays. I'm exactly the same today, and I will be exactly the same next month as I am in February. I don't do any change. In fact, this year I don't even have any holiday merchandise. I'm just gonna sell what I got. People can buy it for gifts if they want. I'm not gift wrapping anything. I'm including the same yellow thank you stickers on my packages. My packing slips are the same. Nothing's
And
changed.
if you don't have holiday items to list, don't think you've missed anything. People buy gifts that aren't holiday related. So
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, that's what I aim at. I of course do the trains and the RC cars and all the toys and whatnot, but I'm aiming, like Victoria said, I'm aiming at that holiday dinner. I've got the tablecloths, I got the placemats, which I haven't even listed. I've got the dishes, the Christmas dishes. I've got the platters. I've got the glassware, even the Libby glasses, plain old ordinary Libby glasses, cases of them.
And always remember
Trust me,
that
they order that stuff.
Oh yeah,
the holiday selling period easily goes through the end of January. The people
absolutely.
still are buying after, they get money for Christmas. They're spending it.
They're going to buy. The thing at the end of the year that I love, or beginning of the year that I love, you've got a lot of buyers that come in thinking, okay, these sellers have all of this Christmas stuff or all of these holiday toys. They're not going to have those toys later on in the year. They're not going to want to carry them when nobody is buying them. Well,
right.
They can think that all they want, even though I never end a listing. Not unless
Here's something else to consider, and it's interesting because Mary brought up selling all the way into January, the end of January. But prior to Christmas, so many people are shopping online now rather than going to the malls and whatever. I don't know if any of you have noticed, but my mobile sales over the last 2 months, my mobile percentage of sales has just about doubled. So a lot of people are at work shopping on their apps, on their mobile, and the same thing is going to happen at Christmas. All these kids are going to be getting gift cards. They're going to be getting iPads. They're going to be getting iPhones, phones, and all of them are going to go shopping while they're sitting under the Christmas tree with their family. They're going to be shopping from their mobile app. So make sure your listings are mobile friendly. It's really important. That can really help you come through the holidays, because people will be buying them. They'll be buying them at Christmas dinner. They'll be buying
while they're watching the parades, whatever, on Thanksgiving. The Thanksgiving Day parade last year, which I didn't even watch because I was going to, I was busy through the whole parade. I think during the parade, I had more business than I did any other time. It was really weird. It's like everybody was, the parade's bad this year.
Or the parade made them think of Christmas and that they better get shopping. So
Exactly. And speaking about the mobile increase, I did not have a significant mobile increase in the last 6 months. It's always been between 36 and 42%.
Oh, well, that's great.
And well, though that's terrible. But for me, everything I do increased. And I noticed why it wasn't. It's because I still had all that heavy HTML.
Yeah.
And I have been removing that by the hundreds. I mean, every day I spend hours every day removing it.
Didn't we look at a couple of your listings to see how they were showing up on mobile?
Oh yeah, I look at every. I go down the list every day. Everything that's ending, I go all the way 2 days. I try to do 2 days. Always be ahead 2 days. Every day I scroll down through everything for 2 days, and then
but you're going to get to a saturation point. You're going to get to a saturation point on mobile where you're not going to see a very big increase. There's going to be so much stuff that sells via mobiles, so much stuff that sells.
Right, but I didn't see the increase. I actually saw it go down when eBay took off the footer and billboards. I had a significant drop in business. I mean, really big, because a lot of people shop because of my little dragons for a long time, and they were looking for that. They'd be flipping through the cheap stuff, and they'd say, "Oh, dragon, it's good to buy. Dragon, it's good to buy." And I got emails out the wazoo when they took that away. Thing is, when they took it away, I ended that heavy HTML supposedly in those apps. Every single one of them except one, the worst one. What is that? My Store Rewards.
Yeah.
Oh, hell on earth.
When you cancel the app, doesn't mean it doesn't take the HTML out. It's still there.
No, it does not. And even if
it's still there, even though you cancel your subscription. So you have to go in one by one and remove it all.
That is the only way to remove it. And you put the cursor, in case anyone doesn't know, you put the cursor as far down in the bottom of the description as you can. Delete all the way to the last letter or period in your description. Then go to the very first letter of your description and delete all the way to the top.
So you're literally deleting
code.
Yeah, because
my
two ads, the standard and the
1,000, 2,000, 700.
Here's what I do.
Every single one.
I copy the text from my standard view.
Yeah.
I paste it into text edit, which loses any formatting, HTML formatting. I click the HTML tab. I do a select all, which selects everything that's in there. I delete it. I go back to standard. I paste in my
just the text.
My description again, and I might format it for 14-point Arial font, and I'm done.
See me? I go down that mobile app. Boom, 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 boom. Remember? Speed. It is less efficient because I have to scroll continually on the mobile app. I'll get about 10 or 20 of them, and then it kicks you out, and you have to go all the way to the top of your listings and scroll down.
It's all in bulk edit.
I don't like bulk edit. Every time I've used bulk edit, I get bad pictures back. I always have 1 or 2 listings I'm ending every month because the pictures don't match my listing.
But
I didn't do that.
But listen, this is different. If you go into bulk edit and let's say you select a category. Let's say you're going to do a whole category that you want to remove the HTML from. When you want to remove the HTML from all those listings, you select your whole category, you click on bulk edit, and then you select them in the bulk edit, and then you select to edit them, to bulk edit them individually.
Oh, you mean to go down the list with the little box window?
Yeah. No, it'll come up with a box, and then all the description of the first one will show up. You edit that, close it, it'll save and close, and it'll automatically go to the next one, and it'll bring it up.
That's how I got rid of
mine. Down as you do them instead of having to go down the app and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll.
Right. I mean, it's really fast.
Yeah, that's how I ended up doing
it. I think I may have done that once. I don't remember. But I will try that again when I'm on the laptop. But see, I do most of my revisions on mobile. When I'm in the car, waiting in line for them to finish ringing me up.
I think I actually have a video on using bulk edit to do individual.
With that, I have to go.
Yes, it is very late. I have kept everyone up very late today. Both of you guys came on. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I always enjoy being on with you guys. You guys are great.
Okay, and I should get a recording of this. I'll post all that and share it out later.
Cool. Awesome.
All
We'll see
right.
you later. Good night.
Okay. Bye, David.
Bye,
Thanks for coming on. All right, Mary. Well, that went pretty good. We didn't really stay on holiday too much, but it was fun.
It's all right.
Yeah, it was fun. And I can see your trains. Good marketing in the back. All I got is curtain. Curtain, kind of even clean. You notice no boxes, no piles of products, none of that.
I forgot to cover up the other crap behind it. So
no, whole room. This part's messy. That's my photo thing up there.
yeah,
And then some shipping supply stuff. Can you see that? Yeah.
mine's behind me over there.
Yeah. Okay, well, I guess nobody's coming on, and so
No.
we've probably done. It's pretty late for everybody, but I want to thank everyone who came live today, also all the watchers, and we will have this recorded and posted on our group's pages as well.
Hi to Kara. She was watching, but she didn't come on. So
No, some people don't like to come on the camera, but
no,
that's
she
great.
doesn't want to. But hi, Kara.
Ah, there she is.
She's up there. Her little
That's it.
troll. See,
Let's see if she comes
she's
up.
there. Oh, she's gonna come on. Oh my God.
Yeah, we're trying.
See, she could have come on earlier.
Well, it you know, she's having a hard time.
That's if it works.
Yeah, if it works. Remember, guys, blab, hit and miss.
Kara, check your address bar at the top. Make sure that little camera doesn't have an X on it. Because that's what it used to do to me.
Nah, I kicked her out.
There's a little camera icon in your address bar that has to be without the X because you have to allow access.
Well, she almost went on air for a moment, but it didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't take.
But that's exactly what happened to me.
That's fine. You know what? We'll try this again. And you know, we are going to. I think I haven't discussed this, but I believe this is okay to say. I think we're going to try to do not this late, maybe 9 for you guys on the West Coast, and then I think we're going to do some early ones also, which might be a little inconvenient for you. So we'll have to talk about that. But to do a little bit more for the East Coast, like alternate. One week we'll do one a little later. 1 week we'll do one a little earlier, and let's try to do about one a week.
Well, and when we do, we have one. We haven't planned. We haven't had a date yet, but we wanted to do one on the selling group specifically. So Kara, we can get her figured out before then, and she can join for that too.
Right, and then we can actually talk about, instead of making it so generally public like we're doing now, we can actually talk about specific things we need for the group, like tricks on how to do the shares easier. You know,
she was wearing a Santa hat.
Oh no! Well, you want to try again? You can try again.
Does the little icon in your address bar at the top, does it show the camera next to where the favorites star thing is? If it's X'd out, then that means you haven't authorized the camera. Click on it.
That got me a few times. We'll get it figured out.
You have to click on it, and you have to tell it to allow.
Right. And I don't see anything like that here.
In Chrome, that's what it looks like in Chrome.
Yeah, in Chrome, it's just got the little camera up at the top near the star.
If it's X'd out, then it's because you haven't authorized it.
And I did that before.
Oh, her webcam isn't working. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we'll try another time. Thank you for coming on, everybody. I guess we'll go ahead and close up.
Yeah.
But I wanted to thank everyone for coming on eComBizCafe, and I'm going to say goodnight, and I'm sure my co-host Mary would like to say goodnight too, and then we will turn off the recording.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.